Around 20 years ago, there was a comedy sketch show called Little Britain. And in this video, I'll be referring back to the early 2000s quite a lot, or at least the way the world was then. So if you're a younger person, I do apologise. Now, there's two things I'm sure about when it comes to Little Britain. Number one, there's no way that show would be commissioned today. Too many people would be all offended by it. And secondly, I'm fairly certain if I watched it back now, it wouldn't be anywhere near as funny as I remember. There are many people who say that The Simpsons is extremely good at predicting the future. Of course, the one thing The Simpsons didn't predict was that after the movie, it would never be funny again. But I think Little Britain absolutely nailed it. Back in the early 2000s, they predicted what life in 2024 would be like. And that's because half of the shrieking harpies we now see on social media, they look like characters who could have been written for the follow-up to Little Britain, because most of them are American. So what got me thinking about Little Britain was this clip that's coming up, which I've had to mute for copyright purposes. So if we compare that video to this image, it is uncanny. Albeit Matt Lucas 2 decades ago looked more feminine and more convincing. And another character played by Lucas, Daffod Thomas, the only gay in the village. In one sketch, he was leaning out of the bedroom window with a megaphone shouting "gay rights for gays." If we now update that to be trans rights for trans people, that's half of fucking TikTok. Thus we'll meet 3 more people who, around 20 years ago, if we'd seen these videos, we would have thought it must be satire or parody or some type of comedy, definitely not something we should be taking seriously. We'll begin by a pregnant woman explaining why she won't use the term pregnant woman.
Love to speak pregnant, and I want to talk about this comment. It's a comment that I've gotten every single time that I talk about being pro-choice. Pregnant person, you mean mother? Actually, no, I don't. I mean pregnant person. As someone who is currently pregnant, I do not feel like a mother. I feel like a person who is pregnant, a pregnant person. I am not yet a mother. I will be a mother. I am excited to become a mother, but currently I'm just a person who is pregnant. Now, the other response I get anytime I use the phrase pregnant person instead of woman or mother is this one. You mean woman. No, I don't. I mean pregnant person. This is a classic right-wing talking point by people who are transphobic. They love to say shit like, but only women can get pregnant biologically, which, just for the record, is not true. First of all, trans men can get pregnant. So can non-binary people, neither of whom are women. Even if you're the most transphobic piece of garbage and you think that anyone assigned female at birth is a woman, despite what their current gender presentation might be, it's still factually incorrect to say that only women can get pregnant. Because
she makes a good point that she shouldn't be called a mother because she's not yet given birth. Sadly though, the rest of it is nonsensical bullshit. I'd like to know who was it that knocked her up, because after watching that woman for just a minute, I think what she uses for contraception is most likely her personality. And saying that only women get pregnant and give birth is far-right transphobia. No, for the rest of the world, that's what we call reality. And that trans men and non-binary people, they can get pregnant? Well, what are trans men? They're women who may have taken hormones so they can grow beards. It doesn't change what they are effectively under the hood. And the non-binary people getting pregnant? I'm guessing those are the non-binary people with XX chromosomes and wombs. Changing something's appearance doesn't really change what it is. If you put a saddle on a dog, it doesn't make it a horse. Next up, we have someone who is apparently a very famous singer. They go by the name Dorian Electra, I think, and although it's a woman, they go as a gender-fluid, non-binary they-them. I haven't heard their music, and nor am I likely to, because I doubt they get played on Planet Rock or Kerrang. Other radio stations are available. However, if we watch this clip, would we have taken this seriously just a few years ago?
Honestly, this is a really good idea. Let me know in the comments if I should be providing diapers for you guys at the concert.
Now, I'm in a band, which I've been blatantly plugging on this channel for the last few weeks. So I play a lot of gigs, yet I have never turned up at a venue and been concerned about the bladder control of any of the members of the audience. I just figure if there are people there worried about pissing and or shitting themselves, they'll have that covered. It's not down to me to provide for them. But it gets even stranger.
You guys spoke and I listened. I'm making all the bathrooms at my concerts not only gender neutral, but species neutral. I will be providing litter boxes in the bathrooms for all animal identifying concert goers on my tour. Now that's inclusivity in action.
Providing litter boxes for people who don't identify as human. First up, I want anyone who identifies as a cat to show me themselves fitting inside that box. It should be no issue for them. And taking a human-sized crap in a cat's litter tray, that's not going to be pleasant. It's beyond parody. Why pander to mental illness? And what type of person thinks I'm going to a concert, I need to park my breakfast in something that doesn't flush? But we'll finish up with a much happier clip. One of these deluded types getting hit in the face with a good dose of reality. I've spoke about this person before. She is a trans woman who earned the nickname Gerlock the Destroyer. And although she is nightmare fuel, a true horror to behold, she insists that she's a 10 out of 10. I promise you, this will be the best thing you see today.
What are like 3 things like that you would ask me, like just based off of the conversation we're having now?
Like if it were a date?
Yeah. Because this is technically like a date, like a mini date.
I'm not really sure. Kind of got a blindfold on, so I don't really know what to ask you. You can take
Okay,
a
so
blindfold off.
I'm not your typical 10, so like what are looks like everything to you? Like what is the vibe?
Not everything, but it plays a big part.
For sure. Well, with that being said, you can take your blindfold off.
Oh, fuck no. Jesus Christ. Get the fuck out of here.
That man just became my newest hero. Doesn't pull his punches at all. Fuck no, Jesus Christ. And if you can remember Little Britain, the ladyboy character, Ting Tong. 20 years ago, we used to laugh at shit like that because we knew it was ridiculous. Whereas today, we're meant to creep around it and be all sensitive. The truth is, most of us do still laugh at it. If you've enjoyed this video, please do like and subscribe. And as ever, thanks for watching. Around 20 years ago, there was a BBC comedy sketch called Fuck It. There are people who say that The Simpsons is extremely good at predicting the future. Sorry, I fucking hate The Simpsons. The Simpsons hasn't been funny for over 20 years. Since Disney bought it, Family Guy's gone off the boil. Thank God for South Park. If we compare that clip to this picture, I think that David Walliams, look, fuck, it's Matt Lucas. Daffyd Thomas, the only gay in the village. A character who today I think people would be, oh fuck it. People would be outright, oh, I can't fucking speak at all. Not yet a mother, so, oh no. Not a hole, just uneven. We'll meet someone of, spoken about on this channel before, a trans, and now it's raining. So that's fucked the continuity. Fuck it!